We know no matter what it says in the natural, our God is a supernatural God. Now, let me show you something. We all know Malachi chapter 3. Open the windows of heaven. We all know this, but I want you to look at the beginning of Malachi chapter 3. God says here, "Behold, I send my messenger, and he will prepare the way before me, and the Lord whom you seek will suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant." And he goes down and talks about the offerings of old. Now, I know, and I've preached this, that the messenger that God was sending was John the Baptist. But I want to show you something that I learned through studying this through Hebrew eyes, is that yes, John the Baptist came and prepared the way for the first coming. But when you look at the first coming, there was nothing sudden about Jesus' first coming. Mary was announced that she was going to have a baby. 9 months later, Jesus was born. We know the whole story. Jesus grew up, 3 years in the ministry, 3 days in the tomb, rose again. There was nothing sudden about that. This prophecy about the open windows of heaven talks about the sudden coming of the Messiah. And he says, "Return unto me, and I'll return unto you, and I'll open the windows of heaven and pour you out such a blessing." And he talks about the offerings of old. Most Christians don't know about the offering 3 times a year. Deuteronomy 16, 3 times a year we come before the Lord, won't come empty. "And I'll open the windows of heaven." And God says, "Prove me if I won't pour you out such a blessing you won't have room enough to receive." Now, part of that is prosperity, and I'm not ashamed of that. The wealth of the wicked in the last days are going to be put in the hands of the righteous. Listen to Proverbs 3:9. "Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of your increase, so your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will overflow with new wine." Now, your barns is prosperity. The new wine is the anointing. Every time. We know that in the last days, God is going to pour out his Spirit, signs and wonders and miracles. We know that, okay? So this says your first fruits opens the window of heaven to the anointing of prosperity and the anointing of signs and wonders and miracles.